stop. We can't have a man. We need a woman. We cannot have a man. Men, get to the back a little bit on the side. We cannot have men leading the women's part. Thank you anyway. Young man, go.
Hoping to keep us all safe, helping to direct traffic. As you can see, there's a lot of different law enforcement here on this cold day in Bacchus, Minnesota, as we stand against line 3.
That's amazing. Hold on. Instagram, what's happening? I hope you're feeling good out there. Good to see you. We're having a good time out here. Oh my goodness. John, Are we going to try to keep up that dancing pace the whole time? Or are we going to stop like every...
Billy,
Keep it moving.
honest to God, I realize that there are people who can't keep up with me.
I can't. I'm not sure if I can.
So what we'll do is I'm sure when Rob has his, he'll get something like peace. Something that he just kind of waltz to.
That'll be a slow dance, John.
I like a slow dance. That'll be a slow dance. We'll just pick a value. How do you like our dancing value?
Come on! Did anybody know John Maxwell could dance like that? Come on now.
Come on.
Oh no, I get to choose the next value. So, wow. Hey, John, I saw someone in the crowd. Where's Julie Mullins? Everybody, come on, give it up for Julie, our host here at Christ Fellowship.
Julie.
Come on down, Julie.
I saw her a moment ago too. Where is Julie?
Where'd she go? She's way back.
Oh,
She'll find her way up here. When she finds her way up here, we're going to talk to her.
you tell Julie she needs to become a leader.
She needs to
She
become a
needs to
leader.
get out front here with
Okay,
us.
she'll come. She'll make it, John. She'll be here. I think I see people running through the crowd. So
Well, what happens is everybody knows her, so they're all wanting to talk to her. You understand?
That's it.
That's okay. That's all right. We can. Well, while we're waiting on her, I wonder if Mark Cole's around.
Mark Cole. Come on. He's got Julie. He's bringing Julie.
Julie's making a play.
He's leading Julie.
That's what.
Come on, Julie.
Like.
That's the leader, Mark Cole. Here he comes. Come on up, guys. All right.
Good.
Is anybody having a good time so far? Let me hear you out there. Come on.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
This morning we were talking about. Someone asked me the question, "What's my favorite value out of the 25 values?" Now I don't know if you can have a favorite value. All 25 of them are great.
They're great.
But I was going to turn to you and say, is there one that stands out for you of the 25 transformational values that John Maxwell would say, that, or maybe there's one or two or three of them that you say, these are the essentials, these are the core values of transformation.
Well, Rob, here's what I see. I think all the values are important. Valuing people is the core to everything. In other words, if I value people, I will look for ways and find ways to add value to them. So I think that for me, the very fact that we value everybody, people like us, people not like us, we just value people. And why do we do that? Because they're God's creation. There you go. God created them in his own image. And I can tell you, valuing people is just what Jesus did. So it makes us Jesus-like, it makes us God-like, and so I think valuing people is the foundation of the core, and I just think that's, for me, that's what we build all our values on.
And really, John, I think that, let's give it up for that right there, valuing others. I think one thing, John, that when we were writing the book, we came to that last chapter. And it was the call to action.
Yes, absolutely.
It was out of all these things, John, that we've experienced in our life and these principles we've taught of how people can transform their world. And as we came to that last chapter, John, your comments, even on the phone while we were writing together, you were in tears. You said, we have to go on a journey with these people, Ron. That's right. We have to take them from where they are to where they can be. Right. And so you have expressed valuing others from the very beginning of this Change Your World movement that you're starting. And what we're seeing is that it's just the beginning.
It's the beginning.
And it's you being able to pour all that God's taught you and the lessons you've learned and the stories that are in this book.
Yep.
And it's saying, let's see how many more of these stories. Let's see how many more people, by valuing them, are going to see these transformational values come out, and you're going to change the world.
You're right, Rob. And what I liked about the book, what I really liked, was the fact that the stories we have in the book are mostly about common people.
That's right.
So basically, just when they said, hey, I want to make a difference. And in the beginning of the book, we talk about the fact that Hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. Anger because we don't like the way things are, but courage to make a difference. And if it's anger, you curse the darkness. But when you put courage with anger, you turn on the light. And so what we're doing is we're turning on the light. And that's just exciting to me.
And one of the couples that I love so much that are these people that take hope and put it into action. And we talk a lot about in the book that hope is not just an emotion.
Yes.
Hope, optimism is an emotion, but hope is actually an action.
Yep.
And you and I, John, love people of action that actually are going to give away their hope. They're going to do everything they can to provide. They're going to value others, and that's Todd and Julie Mullins. That's Coach Mullins. That's where we're on these grounds today because somebody had a vision. And they had this vision. And I've heard you say, John, a vision without action is just a dream. That's right. But what we're finding is that action without values is a nightmare.
That's exactly right.
All right, straight ahead. We got lap number 1. Come on now, cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Lap
Julie's
number 1.
actually here with us. Julie Mullins, everybody give it up for Julie.
Give it up for Julie, come on.
Provide light, as John said. We don't just curse the darkness, but we become these beacons of light. And there's so many initiatives, so many programs that I've seen you at Christ Fellowship and your Family Institute, and one of them that I just love is your particular passion for something you saw in the world and said that needs to be changed. And that was the issue of sex trafficking, and that was the issue of perhaps the most marginalized people in the world, modern-day slavery. This was a passion that I saw that you and Todd and your family lived with and said, this cannot remain the same. We have to actually do something about that. And what I've seen is that you have become, with so many here at Christ Fellowship, an agent for change in that specific area. Could you talk to us about that? Why do you have that passion, and what did you do?
Well, I think that because, like John said, that God values people more than anything, and when we look across the globe and even in our own backyard, that people that were being so devalued, that they were being bought and sold, and we saw it happening around the world, but we had no idea that it was happening in our own backyard. And when God began to open our eyes to that, we had no idea what to do. We had a vision. I would call it more like a passion and a burden that started. And a lot of times a vision does start in a valley, right? A vision starts in a valley where there's a problem.
And in the book, Change Your World, we talk about that. We talk about how leaders see things before others see them.
Right.
And you saw this.
Right.
And you couldn't just sit idle.
Right, and we knew that we didn't know what to do. We knew there was a lot we didn't know. We knew that we didn't know what to do, but we knew we had to do something.
Yeah.
And so that something was just to take a step and first to be able to find out what's, get with other people that have the same passion, the same burden, and find out how we can all make a difference together. And so we began just by spreading the word, raising awareness in our region, and then began to develop programs that would raise awareness in the school system, and then begin to care for girls that were being rescued out of human trafficking, but constantly looking for ways for inroads into being able to launch something that we thought could have eternal impact, which would be leveraging partnerships, really being able to, make find partnerships with people that were already making a difference, joining forces with them, not thinking that we can do it all ourselves. Our vision wasn't just our vision, but we knew that being able to catalyze an army of people was going to be the only way that we were going to be able to even begin to address the issue.
And you've seen how hundreds of lives changed.
Absolutely.
Hundreds of lives transformed. For those that have been the most marginalized, those that have been the most abused in our world, those that no one else was looking after. You had this vision, and what you just talked about, Jimmy, you probably not even knowing about it, is you instituted what I call the science of hope. You began to take those principles of how to actually bring transformation into your world and make them happen. In the book, we call them the 5 Ds. These 5 Ds that you and Todd and I have talked about for years, and you just ran through them without even knowing it. You dreamed, right? Then you began to design. And part of that design was, who else is doing something? How do we How do we work together? Then we learn how to actually
Thank
do
you.
something, and that's the do. You know, some people come up with great dreams, they come up with designs, but they never get enacted. And you started doing it. And then what you did is you documented it. I've seen you do that. How many girls did we save? What difference did we make in their life? You documented what happened. And then you began to move back into the fifth one, which is you began to actually dream again. You began to dream and say, okay, this works. We see transformation happening. Now how do we scale it up and make it bigger? And you've constantly been doing that. So you, Todd, your family have done that in so many areas of your life. But I just wanted to focus on this one of sex trafficking and how you've been able to make a difference here in your backyard and around the world through your partnerships. Let's give it up for Julie and Todd and what they do to change the world. And change is possible for everyone anywhere, Julie. Every one of you, everyone watching right now, you can make a difference in the world. Whether it's sex trafficking, whether it's someone in your own family, whether it's someone in your community, or whether it's something you see in your business or your school. How to make a difference everywhere is what Change Your World is all about. And we have just one example, but it's available to you to make a difference in your world. And John and I, the Change Your World family, the Change Your World movement, want to walk with you on this journey and supply you every tool you need to change your world. Back to you, John, up in front.
We appreciate so much you and Todd leading the way at Christ Fellowship. You're just terrific leaders. We love being part of this church, and thank you. And Mark and I and Todd and Julie had a great dinner the other night, and our whole dinner consisted of how can we do this at Christ Fellowship. And I just want you to know that we're going to work together, and you're going to be a model church for America on transformational value. How do you like that, huh? You're going to lead the way. Now, Mark's up here with me, and in a moment, he's going to choose the next value for the dance. But before we dance, Mark, you're going to have to tell us what the value is, and you're going to have to tell us why it's so important. So give it up for Mark Cole, the CEO of John Maxwell.
So this all goes back for this value that we're embracing in these transformation values. Really, to my word for the year, John challenges us and our team to get a word for the year. My word this year is courage, strength and courage. And I look through these values, and I love every one of them. I love what Julie just said about valuing people. If I had to give you one characteristic of John Maxwell, it's valuing people. If I had to give you one idea that I think is our responsibility for this work, Change Your World, that John Maxwell and Rob Hoskins has given us, is the value of initiative. This idea that we need to take courage, and this is exactly what it says in the book. Initiative requires the courage, willingness, and foresight to act and make things happen. Does that fire anybody up just knowing that this is our time? This is the moment that John and Rob have brought us to. A world that needs to be changed, a world that needs people to be champions, to be initiators, to be people that says, I'm not going to get into the noise of polarization, of trying to create differences, but I'm going to step up to a higher message. And that message is change your world by valuing people.
And you know what, Mark? If I could take a moment. Dan Cathy was with us this morning in our walk. And I can remember years ago when Truett was still alive, the founder of Chick-fil-A. And we were having dinner one day, and I looked at Truett and I said, Truett, if you could give me one piece of advice, what would you give me? And Truett leaned forward, this crisis leader, entrepreneur, businessman, leaned forward and he gave me these words. If it's to be, it's up to me. And when he said that, that's initiative. If it's to be, it's up to me. And in fact, I think we ought to say that. And then, I don't know, are we going to dance to it?
We are. We've got a song that talks about initiative. So let's say this. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Let's say it. 1, 2, 3.
If it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Hey, now those of you watching streaming, you need to put it in the post. You need to put it in the chat box. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. And so let's say it again right here while they're typing. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. And then right behind that, I want you to say, I am a champion.
I am a champion.
For Change Your World.
Change your world.
And here we go with the champion song by Carrie Underwood. We are a champion.
And now it's all
We were just getting warmed up.
I'm
Billy.
sorry, my fault.
Honest to God.
Crank it back up then. I'm sorry, my fault.
All right, come on. That's my sister, and Steve's here, and my wife Margaret is back there with Julie.
Show some love for Margaret back there. Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not paying a bit of attention to us, but it doesn't matter. Just wave to us, Margaret, Steve. There's my sister, and Julie. Hey, how, was that a good dance break, huh? Okay. Is that a good dance break? Margaret says that I've given her tons of dance lessons. She still can't dance. Let me just explain. There are other things she does extremely well. And that is be my wife. Come on.
Yeah!
You want to walk a little bit more? And hey, Julie, we'll let you pick a value for the next dance.
All right,
okay?
I like it.
You're going to pick a value, okay? And so you get ready. What's that? Oh, Julie wants to take dance lessons with you. Okay. That'll work. Okay, are we ready?
We're ready, my friend. Is anybody ready to keep moving? Let me hear you out there. Let's go. So I do have a question for you, John.
Okay.
I read the book, Change Your World, which comes out 3 days from right now. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, Facebook? Good to see you. So I did get a chance to read the book.
Yes.
And you've written 86 books, which
Yes.
is crazy.
Yes, it is.
But I've never heard you be as firm as you were at the beginning of this book. You kind of call people out. I felt a little bit like John just kind of gave me a little love tap, like I need to wake up or something.
It wasn't a love tap. I smacked you. When you start reading this book, I want to separate the players from the pretenders. And we don't have time to bring people along who don't want to do anything. So I started the book by saying, if you want to change yourself, this book is for you. If you want to change people around you, this book is for you. If you want to make a difference in your world, this book is for you. And if it is, then you can read the book. And if it isn't, put the book down, go take a nap. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I do know what you're talking about, but listen, I've noticed the way you're messaging, you and Rob both, to the next generation.
Yes.
This is not just for someone that likes to read a leadership book. That's the difference in this one, John.
No.
I love leadership, but I think this one is shifting, and Rob, you can talk to this as well.
You're right,
you shifted this to values and change. Would you say that you, in your leadership journey, everything rises and falls on leadership, or do you say rises and falls on values? Tell me a bit of the difference between those two for you.
Well, here's what I learned. When we trained millions of leaders in every country of the world, I was very satisfied because we gave them leadership skills and tools. But when I finished, I thought, now they know how to lead, but do they know how to change hearts? Do they know how to lead people not on the outside but on the inside to be men and women of value? And I came to the conclusion that leadership skills is essential for leaders. But more essential is good leadership values, because the leadership values keep our motives right. It keeps us on course. And whenever leaders lose their way, they seldom lose their way because they lost their skill. They lose their way because they lost their value. And in this book, we said, no, we're going to talk about being better on the inside than the outside, and leading yourself before you lead others, and that's what values are all about. Wouldn't you agree with that, Ron?
Absolutely, John. And I think one thing that both the passion of our heart was to say, you know, we hear so many people talking about transformation, but we really don't see a place, John. We don't see a space. We don't see a platform where people can grow and learn the principles. And what I love is this book is not just theory. You know, a lot of people can write, you know, in fact, John, you helped mentor me through the writing of this book, and every once in a while you go, Rob, we're not writing a textbook here. This is not a textbook.
Rob, you're smart. You're smart. And I keep saying, Rob, you got to get it down for us common people.
Well, the common people, I mean, the stories you told in it. Tell me a couple of the stories and why you placed those in the book.
There's so many stories in this book.
Yep.
There are all kinds of stories. I mean, we have a story of a little girl in a slum in Lima, Peru, and how this little girl rose. This girl was abused. She had everything going against her. She lived in one of the poorest places in the world. She didn't have a family that was helping her. In fact, she had a father that was abusing her. And if we were to choose anybody on the planet and say, boy, there's a prime candidate for someone who can't change anything.
Yep.
There's someone who's powerless. There's someone right now that's even defenseless. Yep. How in the world could that little girl? Well, let me tell you something. That little girl today is really, she is catalyzing an educational movement in some of the poorest places of Lima, Peru right now. That little girl, Tiffany, is changing her world. Yep. So these stories are about a little girl like Tiffany. I could go on and on. There's a girl in the book named Haley. Haley had everything going against her. We have those kind of stories in the book.
Yep.
We also have stories of millionaires.
Did you find a song?
People that built great things in their life. And you know what? They came to a point in their life where they said, you know what? I've had so much success, but I don't feel like I've really done anything significant. I don't feel like I had an opportunity to really change the world. We've got stories of people like that in there that move from success to significance. So this book is for everybody, John.
Yeah, it is, Rob.
It's for everybody anywhere to change their world.
In fact, Rob, what our hope is for all of you that are walking with us today, either here on the CFC grounds or if you're walking with us virtually, what we're hoping is two things. One is obviously you read the book, because that's the foundation. But then secondly, we're hoping that when you finish reading the book, instead of putting it down and closing it, saying that was a good book, you say, now I have to do something. In fact, honestly, if we don't mobilize you to take action and do something to change your world, honestly, the book's a failure. The key to the book's success is that we mobilize you to make a difference, and we teach you how to make a difference. You can go online. When you develop the book, here's the issue. All of us want to make a difference, but many times we don't know how to make a difference. And the book is, if you want to make a difference, we're going to show you how you can make a difference.
And it's part of the movement.
Yes.
That's right. You guys are looking good as you move lap 2 right now, John and Rob. I got a question. How are we feeling out there? Are we feeling good so far? Let me hear you. Come on. Hey, those of you in the back, how are we feeling back there? We feeling good? You guys are incredible. You're incredible. Thank you so much for joining us. Lap number 2. We got 2 more. Back to you, Rob and John.
Back to you guys.
Okay, Mark, you're going to join us now for a little bit, okay? Can you talk to us a little bit? I mean, you are the CEO of all the John Maxwell Enterprise, and you have done such a great job leading, stewarding it. So talk to us about what this movement means. Tell them a little bit about the book tour that starts on Monday. Kind of give them a little information on what we're going to do after today to make sure that this continues as a movement.
So a book tour and all that's going on is quite interesting. And if you streamed with us earlier today, you know these guys wore me out about sending them to North Dakota and to Michigan.
Wait. You have earned it. You have earned this ridicule.
Take the mic away from me.
Yeah, no. I don't need it. I don't need to take the mic away. I just need to lay this out for everybody, okay? Mark tells me, hey, Rob, as part of this Change Your World, we're gonna do a book tour. I'm like, yes, book tour sounds great, sounds wonderful. He says, yes, we're gonna start the book tour in Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah, right here. Beautiful weather.
Yeah, I'm in. And then I just
Now listen to this
wait a
next
second.
part about commitment.
Now John tells me, look, I believe in empowering leaders.
Yes, I do.
I believe in handing something over to qualified people that know what they're doing.
I do.
That have a clear vision.
I do.
And I go, good, I don't have to worry about this.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Mark's got this. He's
That's
got
no
my
problem.
back.
That's
He's
no
going to do a great book tour. And then I look down the list. And you know where we're going on the book tour?
Yes, sir.
North Dakota in January. That's where we're headed. We're headed to North Dakota.
But I'm gonna
because
ask-
I'm Mark Cole. Give it up for his leadership. Come on.
North Dakota.
But I'm going to acclimate you because we're going to Grand Rapids the day before. Grand Rapids,
thank
Michigan.
you.
Yeah, Grand Rapids.
Get you ready
Grand
for North
Rapids.
Dakota.
Visit North Dakota. Hey, now, let me just talk to the group here for a moment. Let me talk to you virtually. My name is Sean. I'm your friend. Let me just talk to you for a moment. How many of you can just, when we say we're going to North Dakota and Grand Rapids in the dead of the winter, how many of you think that that may be a very poor leadership decision? Raise your hand real high. Look at this. Look at this, Mark.
All of you that's watching from the north, help me out right here. We need transformation up north too.
No. Look at these hands. Look at these hands. See, these are live witnesses, Mark. You see, I've always said it's okay to make one pass.
John, he just made a change to the schedule. He says we're going to go to Siberia.
Oh, yeah, we'll go to Siberia.
My friends in Russia, I love you. I love you.
Now, look, it's not that I don't love people in Russia. I've been to Russia 46 times.
Yes.
I love Russia.
Just
I
not
love
January.
Russia. But I love Russia in July, Mark.
That's right.
That's
It's
when I
hot.
love Russia.
It's Mark, I wrote a book you ought to read. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
I've read that book. How many of you read that book? Come on, 21 laws.
Hey, the law of timing.
The law of timing. Timing.
Hello. Now, what happened? Did you just skip that law?
I did.
Hey, come on, let's give Mark Cole some love.
They all three got the mics. They all got the mics.
So this idea that this is more than a book, I believe personally, and these guys have already talked about this today, I believe this is the capstone of an incredible life of adding value to people. And here's what I mean by that. This is a book that is literally going to wrap up all the success and all the things that these incredible leaders have given us. This is now a rallying call, a mantra for us to change our world for such a time as this. And so it's more than a book tour, and it's more than just where do we go in the world, and it's more than all the complexities of all the things we're having to wrestle with in the world. We realize that we have a message that will change the world. So here's what I have to tell you. And we're going to go to the next segment, but here's what I got to tell you. This is more than a book tour. This is more than a transformathon. This is a movement to change your world. So I need you to write something down. I need you to memorize it. Right now, we all stop and we say this. ChangeYourWorld.com. We're not just walking. We're not just trying to get a book in your hands. We are intent on starting a movement of values-based transformation. ChangeYourWorld.com is going to let you get the book. ChangeYourWorld.com is going to let you join a transformation table. There's values on this website that will give you an assessment that will help you. Starting on Monday, there is a transformation values assessment that you can be a part of. So today's not the end, today is the beginning. In a few minutes, we'll cross the finish line for the Transformathon, but it's the beginning line of a movement of transformation. So don't get all hyped up in North Dakota and Maine and wherever else we're going. Get caught up in the movement, the transformation movement. ChangeYourWorld.com needs to be a website that you visit weekly because we're going to change the world.
I just want to say we're all excited because Rob and I had just witnessed Mark finally coming back to his senses. He's been lost for several days. But when you said that ChangeYourWorld.com, that was good. That was good. Yeah, you're 1 for 3.
I am on the team for one more day. I live to die another day. Next week in North Dakota, I may not be allowed on the plane.
Well, look.
Charging?
But when we go to North Dakota, you may be the only one.
I don't know.
You might look around and say, where did Rob and John go? Since you think it's such a good idea, we'll let you carry them all there.
Canada, we love you. We're going to transform you.
Yeah, come on, Canada. Well, hey, I thought I'd pause for a moment, and I think it's ready for our next value on our next dance party right here. So didn't we say someone was going to select our next value?
Yeah, Julie.
Julie, where's Julie?
Julie.
Julie. All right, what you got?
The value that I've seen both of you live out so incredibly, beautifully before us and for our church is the value of generosity. So I'd like to hear about the value of generosity.
Oh, yeah, and I love that value of generosity, and we got the perfect song for that, John. Perfect song.
Now, if it's a jet, let me help you with the choreography. People don't realize this is another thing I do. I don't talk about it a lot because, you know, you're trying to save the world, but every once in a while I do choreography, and if you're doing a generosity dance, you have to understand, when they roll that music, the generosity dance is always this.
He's passing stuff out.
You're always handing out. You follow what I mean? So it's not this. It's not this. It's not like, you know, it's not this. Show us how to do that, girls. It's handing out, right? You got that?
Okay, they got it.
Okay, all right, so that's it.
Ricky.
I'll help.
Chasing after rainbows. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The value of generosity. Come on now. I got you.
This feels like forever, and we've only just begun. Love makes the world feel good. The smiles are still
Pretty sexy.
look into the future, and it's happiness inside. Love makes the world feel good. I get through my past life, where the days are full of joy.
Come on, John.
And it feels so good. And it feels so good. And it feels so good.
Hey, John. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that can bring together people around leadership and values like you can. Can we clap it up for the energy and the passion of John C. Maxwell? And listen, I'm not going to let you talk yet because I know you're going to pass the mic back to you, but I just want to know that everybody is here. We are so grateful for the way you share energy, you share love. Even, I know you're not a choreographer. Maybe you are.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm very. I'm a choreographer like Mark is a decision maker on North Dakota.
Okay, there we go. It's all love. I like it. I like it. Well, let's keep on walking. You guys ready to keep on going? Let's do it. Here we go. Let's walk it out. Generosity. All right, so I think we have our great friends here at Christ Fellowship has some Gatorade, some waters right this way.
Yep.
And Rob, I'm going to hand the mic back to you, but I'm going to tee up a question for you.
Yes, sir.
The book comes out on the 26th. What can we do to help spread the word of the book?
Hey, there's so much that each one of us can do to help be part of this movement, and obviously Mark mentioned one of them. Go to the Change Your World website, and that website has so many great ideas and so many things. And number one, you know, John talked about adding value to others. If you really want to give someone a great gift in 2021, you know, we have so many people that are spending their energy on social media. They're spending so much of their time complaining, and as John said, just crying out into the darkness and not coming up with answers or solutions. But really, John spent his entire life dreaming about how to add value to people. If you really want to add value to people, then get on there and do something positive on your social media. Go out there and call some friends and say, hey, you can join a movement. You can join a movement called Change Your World. And it's actually going to make a difference. You know, we see what's going on in the national conversation right here in the United States, or my friends in Uganda right now are in the midst of political turmoil. We could go around the world right now and we could talk about the issues that are facing nations. But you know, when you look at all those problems, when you look at all of the pandemic, when you look about racial issues, when you look about nationalism, all these things that are taking place, it becomes so easy to be filled with pessimism, to be filled with criticism. And then your social media feed just continues to feed anger and feel depression and toxicity that is tearing us apart as people around the world. And I don't know about you, I don't want to be a part of that.
No.
I want to be a part of doing something that's going to change your world, that's going to add value to people. And here is a tangible way for you to do it. For people to connect with real values that are actually going to add something to their life. So I don't care who you are right now. You could be a mom who has a child that has autism, and you struggled with that, and you said, how can I change the life of my child? And then you find solutions to that. You're able to share them with other parents that are facing that same issue. You could be like Julie, who sees around her neighborhood the crisis is taking place with sex trafficking, and that can move your heart. I don't know what your issue is right now. I don't know if you have a son right now who's maybe addicted to drugs, and you're saying, how can I help change my son's life? I can tell you, if you begin to apply these principles of values to your life and to the life of those you love, in your own home, in your community, in your business, in your school, in a nonprofit, then I can tell you as you begin to apply those values, you're going to see change happen. You're going to see transformation happen. And then it's your responsibility to take what you've learned and to pass it on to someone else. And if we all begin to do that, we're going to see a movement start, a movement of transformation to help change your world. So you be the one to do something right now. Take a step of action, go to the website, join this tribe, join this movement, and together we're going to see some amazing things that none of us have ever experienced in our lifetime. Let's do it.
Come on, let's give Rob a hand. We agree. Yeah. Wow. What is Kelly Merbler here? Is she in our group? If Kelly's here, come on up the front. I want to let people know what you've been doing, Kelly, because you've just done a terrific job.
I know Tracy's here.
So is she, I don't know if she's here or not. Maybe she's not. We'll have her come up to the front. And by the way, when we go into our third turn, we've got 4, correct? But when we go to a third turn, I'm going to go up on the stage and I'm going to choreograph for you. It's just a calling. You have to understand. It's just, I just feel it, you know. And you'll be very surprised that I do a lot of this just on my own feet. It's amazing. But I'm going to give you just a little lesson on change your world choreography-wise. It'll be amazing. And then we'll practice it, and then on the last round we'll do it a little bit. You follow me? We'll even have a change your world dance. I mean, this gets huge. This doesn't get smaller, folks. This gets bigger. By the way, if you want some water or refreshments, it's right over there to your right. I want you to be able to stay with me. I don't want to lose you here in the crowd. Gosh, you know, that's why we don't allow old people in this thing, because old people just wear out on you. Gosh, you lose them so quick, and you don't know what to do with them when you lose them.
Well, listen, I want you to tell the folks a little bit. This is off the topic a little bit, but tell me, since pandemic, you decided you were going to start walking.
Yes.
Tell me about the vision for Transformathon. Like, how did this thing even happen?
Well, really, Billy, the vision started a few months ago. I was thinking of my father in November when it was his birthday, and he would have been 99. He passed away on the 4th of July this last year. But I was thinking about my father and how he lived good values and how his whole life was transformational to other people. And so I called Mark Cole up on the phone. I said, Mark, I would kind of like to do a walk in memory of my dad, and just because he lived a transformational life. And then Mark, as he always does, because truly we've been making a lot of fun with him about Bismarck, North Dakota, which we should make a lot of fun with him on Bismarck, North Dakota. Honest to God, is that not the stupidest decision you ever in your entire life? I mean, how do you spell dumb? Bismarck, North Dakota, in January.
Hey, you know what? You know what I just heard, John?
What's that?
You know, of all the cities we're doing,
Yes.
you know which city is going to turn out more people than any other place we're going?
Where?
Bismarck, North Dakota is at the top of the list. Maybe he's not that dumb. You know why? You know why?
Yes.
What else is there to do in Bismarck, North Dakota?
What else is there to
And
do?
to come out
Well,
in the middle of the winter Oh, they're ready. They're waiting for us up there, John. Mark's brilliant.
Yes, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Bismarck, let me talk to you for a moment. No, don't give Mike. Don't give Mark the mic. He's dangerous. When he has a mic, you can't control him. Just listen to the voice of reason here for a moment, okay? By the way, this is the Three Musketeers walking right here, or the Three Stooges. We're not sure. But let me just say this. Yeah, who was that did that? Was that Curly? You can do the Three Stooges. Huh?
I can do all three of them.
You're like 3 in 1. You're the Trinity, baby. Oh, my gosh. Now,
it's good to be known for what you do best. You know, be a stooge.
Absolutely. Why did Rob help you with the book, John? Well, he can do all Three Stooges very well. For you folks in Bismarck, we've been having a lot of fun at your expense. I don't want to say something weird with that. We're coming. I don't know.
It might be too hot.
And Mark tells us that of all of our book tour stops, that Bismarck will be our highlight. Now, that's what he's telling us. He's literally telling us that when we go to Bismarck, we're going to have a reception like no other place. And
The governor has invited us there. This is from the very top. Yeah, everybody's excited about change your world in Bismarck, North Dakota.
So what I want you to know is we're coming. And we're not only coming. We've been having a lot of fun, but we're looking forward to coming to Bismarck. And the only thing that would make us look more forward to coming to Bismarck than coming to see you in January is sometime coming to see you in July. That would even make us more excited about coming to Bismarck. But we're coming and we're looking for it. Mark, okay, give him the mic. Here we go. Here we go.
So here's
Folks,
the deal.
I'm not responsible for what he says.
All of you people that are not experiencing 78-degree weather in the middle of South Bend, you're going to have to come to my rescue because this is the home crowd that these guys are picking on me in front of. And so I need all of you to rally in all of our northern sites, St. Louis, Grand Rapids. I need you to absolutely show up and show them that we were right. The North is going to transform their country and their community as well. Hey, we've got a value right here that we're going to dance to right now. And it's your value. It's your value.
Wait, just a second.
Okay.
See, you think, wait, Mark, you can't just leave us like that. You left on a high note without reality. And I just want you to know what Mark was really saying to you in Grand Rapids, St. Louis, and Bismarck is bail him out. He's made a terrible decision, and he's saying, please, when I help me, help me, Okay.
Turn John's mic off.
We're going to do a dance?
All right.
Okay.
To choose the next dance value.
Yeah, we are.
And I was thinking hard about it. I mean, there's some real sweet values out there. There's some values that really pop. We've heard some of them. Passion. How many of you like dancing to passion? Passion. That was an easy one to dance to. I mean, what was the one you chose? Initiative. And that was initiative. That's just a positive word, you know. And so I was thinking, you know, we could use a word like, how do we dance to forgiveness? How do you dance to empathy? And I just thought that would be a really poor decision to choose a word. But then I came back. Remember, John, I asked you what your favorite value was, and you said value others. Yes. Right? Value others. How in the world can you dance to value others? Anybody have a clue of what you can dance to with value others? I want to tell you. You know why people don't value others? Because they don't respect. R-E-S. D-E-C-T! We're talking about respect here. We're talking about value others by respecting them. And we get some respectful music around here to dance to. Come on, man, what are you doing down there? Billy, what's going on? The speaker, do we have to go to the speakers?
No, you're good right here. This is the starting line stuff.
This is the starting line.
Yeah, you got the starting line. You're good.
They're going to give us some respect?
Yes, they are.
They're going to give us some R-E-S?
P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
Find out what it means to you, and to you, and to you. Do you think that's what America needs a little bit more of? That's my idea.
We got to talk to you a lot more and Mark a lot less.
I'm working on it, Mark. I'm working on it. I am, Mark. I'm working on you. Well, I hear it coming. You ready? You ready to dance? Here we go. Let's do it.
You know I got it. Come on, baby, just a little bit.
walk it out. This is the respect walk. Come on now. Is anybody having a good day so far? Happy Trail Soul Ride. Let's go. You guys are looking good. Come on. Come on.
Billy! Billy!
Hold on.
I'm so sorry. Remember, I told you when we came to our third turn, I was going to teach you. I'm going to the stage to do this because you have to visually see this. This isn't easy, so I'll be patient with you. But this is the move that we're going to be making. This is change your world. Now I need somebody to hold the mic for me.
That's great.
Be careful, Jen.
Okay, are you ready? See, okay, this is so original. Change. Now, before I give you the world, I taught this is YMCAP. This is a little known fact. Most people don't understand. Again, for the breadth of my influence, I taught them this. But now the world is where it's right. So it's isn't that good? Okay, ready? Come on, let's go. Bring it, Daddy! Hey! Go! Hey! Go!
I need to turn his microphone down.
That's for you. Yeah. How did you like that choreography? Huh? See, these people don't know. They don't have a clue. All the things that I know and do.
We're finding some of them out today, though.
Oh, I love that change the world. What do you think of that, huh?
A lot.
Yep. We'll practice that a couple times on our round here. Huh? Yeah, is Kelly here? Where's Kelly? Is she here? Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Wonderful.
Would you give a hand? Walking beside me now with Kelly Merber. Would you give her a hand? And Kelly, you live down here. You're one of our John Maxwell team coaches. And I would just like for you to, you have a meeting with a group of people every Monday, right?
I do, yes.
And you call it Coffee with Kelly, is that right?
Yes, Coffee with Kelly.
And tell us about what you do on your Coffee with Kelly time.
So every Monday and Friday, 8 to 9 on Zoom, we tune in and we start the week with a leadership theme lesson of the week and our intention. I do a leadership training around that intention. Usually it's one that John has taught me from the laws of leadership. We talk about how we're going to apply it, and we put it into action, and then on Friday we come back and we celebrate our wins, and we also celebrate our failures because that means we're trying. And Teresa goes to my Coffee with Kelly right there.
And so Kelly, when you do your coffee with Kelly, Coffee with Kelly. Oh my gosh. When you do your Coffee with Kelly.
Yep. Sometimes we do cocktails with Kelly. We did mimosas with Merbler last week.
We're going to sit down for a minute? Yeah. Feels amazing.
That's more than I want.
I'll bring this to you.
So talk to me for a moment. So what is the value of all of you getting together a couple of times a week? What comes out of this kind of conversation?
Honestly, it was created for people back in March when we went into COVID. We were all feeling scared and alone, and I knew I could do something, and I had to step up and help everyone. And so it's really about servant leadership. And this whole group, which is compiled of 250 people now, it's all about we are helping each other in the community and supporting each other through whether job loss or business challenges, and just also loving Jesus as we do it. So
We are just serving our community and each other.
I just love so much what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I suppose, do you have room for Kelly's Coffee, or do you like cap your group out? You cap your group out.
It does get capped sometimes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well then forget what I just asked you.
She'll share her principle.
Yes.
Yes.
You can teach other people how to do that.
Absolutely.
You can teach others how to do it. And also, let's talk for a moment. You were a John Maxwell team founder. You started with us at the beginning.
2016, actually.
And so, okay, now, talk to me, Kelly, just a moment. What's the value of becoming and being a part of the John Maxwell team?
It's just, there's no words, but transformation. I look at what joining the John Maxwell team has done for my life, my family, finding God, and just really understanding what leadership really is about. And I've just been a better person because of the John Maxwell team and the people that I surround myself with. You always told me, John, that you are who you surround yourself with. And I have created, because of what you've taught me, people that are around me that I'm no longer the smartest person in the room. I am surrounded by people that are so much smarter than me.
Yeah, and they just add value to you, don't they, huh?
All the time.
Okay, let's give Kelly a great hand. Thank you so much. Come on. Way to go, girl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Tracy.
Tracy.
Oh,
Come
there
on
she
down,
is.
Tracy.
Come on over here for just
Give it up for Tracy Morrow, ladies and gentlemen. Show some love out there. Let's go.
Tracy.
Tracy.
Tracy is our host for and also our IMC champion. So Tracy, talk to us for a moment about, in your business, you've been very successful. Talk to us about values, okay, and why values are so important how many people do you have that you lead in your tribe?
Oh my goodness, we probably have about 60,000.
Okay, she has 60,000 people she leads. Okay, and talk to us about the importance with those people in your team of values.
Well, values are everything, because in business, business is people, is just sharing with people and connecting with people, and so values are what we lead with. And so when we start to lose our way, it can usually be connected back to something to do with values. So we've been taking these values, and you start to build your business and you get stuck. And usually that has something to do with a lid on that you put on yourself, or that your growth is put on you. And so these values are something that we've been taking to our team we call it inside out transformation, because my business is about fitness, which is exterior, but for people, blind spots revealed through these groups of gathering through Zooms, and a lot of tears, a lot of aha moments, a lot of excitement of people seeing their lives and consequently their business and their relationships change because of these values.
Wow, that's so great. And you've built an incredible, successful business, 60,000 people, but you've never forgotten or lost your way about values and the core, which is foundational, Tracy. And again, I just want to encourage you, if you're part of our Live to Lead simulcast, she's our host for that. If you're part of the John Maxwell team, she's going to be one of our hosts for IMC. We're very, very excited about that. And by the way, if you want to become a John Maxwell team member, if you're a John Maxwell team member, give me a shout out, would you? Oh, we got a bunch of them here. If you want to become a John Maxwell team member, if anybody that just made a shout out, you can ask them the benefits of it. And how do they, if they want to go online, here, Mark, give Mark the mic. He's going to tell you how to become a John Maxwell.
Go to johnmaxwellteam.com. We need you to change the world, and we will take you on a journey to do that. johnmaxwellteam.com. Absolutely.
We'd love to have you. And we're getting ready. We're going to, up here at the corner, we're going to have another dance. We've got to have another dance, obviously. Especially since I've taught them to change your world, choreography. I mean, we have to kind of, so what are we going to do for the next dance?
Okay.
What's Mark? What's our value? He's got one right here.
Okay. All right. So we are going international. We're going international right here, and we're going to our Spanish speaking community for this next value, because we are in 44 countries walking today, and we're going to the Spanish platform, and our incredible teammate, I'm going to let you let her give you her name. She's going to give you the word in English, and then she's going to tell you what it means in Spanish.
Hello everyone, my name is Camila Coy, and my favorite word and the value of the day is hope. So in Spanish it's esperanza.
So what does hope mean to the Spanish-speaking community? Talk about if we can put the word hope in Spanish to that community, what's going to happen? And say that in Spanish, by the way.
Okay. It's going to be esperanza. Va a haber mucho alimento en el alma para el futuro, una visión más adelante de que todo va a ser mejor siempre. Si tú te enfocas y te determinas de que siempre va a haber esperanza en ti y en los que te rodean. And with hope y mucha fe. That's right.
What she said. It's time to dance for the Spanish platform.
Excuse me. Hey, follow the leader. Follow the leader. Now, I just got to help you with hope for a moment, because hope is above us, right? Yeah. So when we dance, the choreography for hope is this. You follow me? It's this, because, well, first of all, where is our hope? In Him.
Amen. Yes.
And so you do this a while, and then you want to get specific, and you start pointing. You know what I'm saying?
There you
do this
go.
for a little while. So if you get confused, just follow me. I'll never lose you. You understand? Just stay right with me, and I'll never lose you. But I love this. How do you say it in Spanish?
Esperanza.
Esperanza.
Yes.
I speak other languages too, like Esperanza, Naza, Esperanza. What am I listening to you for, Mark?
Mark is on the side trying to explain it. He is the least qualified to try to help you with this.
Good. Listen to that accent. It's all Southern. What does he know about Spanish? Anyway, why am I even? You're still North Dakota.
All right, John, what's that dance again? What's the dance?
Well, the dance is on hope. It's on hope. It's on Esperanza. Aren't you listening? Esperanza.
My fault.
All of us people that speak Spanish know Esperanza means hope. So, and we do this. Remember this, and we point to this, and every once in a while we do this. You know. You understand? We got to put a little change your world, because God and change your world is part of hope. Have we got it? Now, come on, let's try it first. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey. What about Come on, John. Yes, John. Oh, hey. Oh, Melinda. Thank you, Mark. Oh, yeah, come on.
Entender el destino, voy a escuchar el silencio para encontrar el camino, y para qué llorar, para qué si duele una pena.
Stop the music, John. Now, John, as a trained professional choreographer, you mixed genres there.
Yeah, I do.
You took us back a little bit. What's up with that?
Well, it's because I'm the author of all this.
Oh, yeah.
And I mix it up. So we do current, and then we do old.
Throwback.
You follow? Yeah, it's kind of like the throw in and the throw back.
His next book is going to be called Fusion Choreography. It's John's next book coming out.
How many of you would buy a dance book by John called Fusion Choreography? Anybody? Okay.
I wouldn't buy a book, but I'd buy the video. Come on now.
Now, I was so sorry because we were right in the heart of the dance. And Billy,
I keep cutting it off too
you've
early.
been to the Mark Cole School of Decision Making.
I've actually been under his tutelage for a while, and it's not doing me any good today.
I can tell. So we won't go longer, but I was just ready to pull out the stops.
Oh.
You follow? I mean, I know what.
I felt like the stops came out when we got about right here. I wasn't sure. I'm just saying. John, you dance so hard you knock your microphone off. I mean, I can't put up with this craziness that you're putting out here for.
Anyone in my way when I dance has their life at their own risk. Because when I dance, I dance.
Oh,
I mean,
I have no doubt.
dancing and then there's dancing. And we do dancing on our Transformathon.
Yes, we do.
Dancing, not dancing.
John, I've been doing this for a long time, and I really don't know what to say after what you just said.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to say. Billy and his team put all this together.
Amazing. You are the man, my friend. Thank you. And we're 3.5 laps in. We got a half a lap left.
I know. And if you'll follow me, I will take you to the promised land.
I like that. All right. You ready?
Let's go do it.
Let's walk it out. Here we go. Come on.
Walk it out. Let's walk it
Rob,
out.
back to you, my friend.
Woo! That was awesome. Man, you dance Spanish.
Oh, well, yes.
You dance Spanish real good.
Esperanza.
Esperanza, mi amigo.
That's the kind of dance I do.
Sí,
I
Senor Maxwell.
I do that dance right there. Whenever that
And
dance
you do it good, man.
That's it. Thank you.
You got it down in your hips, which is where Esperanza, you know.
Rob, on the book tour,
yes,
I'll teach you and Mark how to dance.
Okay, all right. I'm looking forward to that.
We need to extend that.
Yeah.
We need to extend that book tour.
Yeah, we got to extend the book tour, I think, because John, from what I see of your dancing, this book tour will not be able to contain all of the styles and genres of dance that you have in your repertoire. I know, I can tell. We need to have like 10 days. 10 days of the tour because there's 10 more dances that John needs to teach all of us.
There are 25 values.
25 values.
There are 25 dances.
And 25 dances.
Oh, yeah. There's a dance for every value.
There is a dance for every value.
And some values are so good, there are 2 or 3 dances.
Wow, 75 dances, John.
But I will only do 1 dance per value until you get it down.
Okay. You're not going to waste your time.
I don't want to take you too far.
Yeah, you don't want to cast your pearls before swine with the dancing.
I've already done that.
You've already done that. I mean, you've tried to teach people to dance.
Yeah, absolutely. I've already done that.
Yeah,
So-
kind of like leadership.
So I want to bring you back. We got all these folks that came out. Can you give yourself a big round of applause for coming out and joining us today? Thank you guys so much. It means the world to John and Rob and myself and others. We're super grateful you're here. But as we make this final turn, I like to bring it a bit more serious. What do you hope now that this Transformathon event is finished? How do you folks continue from here?
Hey, I love that. And by the way, John, we're getting requests from the crowd from our book. We're getting people coming up to me and saying, hey, tell that story. I came today so I could hear that story.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're taking some requests. And so one of the walkers here with me today came up and they said, Rob, would you tell that story about that day? And she started telling the story. So, you know, John, these stories move people. They move them. They move all of us. Stories do, right?
They do. They move me.
And I remember when I was telling you this story, and John, you said, that story has to be in the book, Rob. That story has to be in the book. And I was driving to work one day, on a normal day. You never know when transformation is going to just hit you.
That's right.
And as I was driving to work that day, I normally spend that time to meditate, to pray, to just allow myself, before I jump into the busyness of the day, just to calm my mind. And so much of that time when I do that, I just feel like vision comes to me, John.
Yeah.
And that day I was stopped at a red light on the way to my office, and I had this feeling rise up inside of me as I was sitting there. And it was, take a right turn. That's all I heard in my mind.
Which is totally opposite what you normally do.
No, I go the same way to work every day. It's the quickest way to work. I like to get there. And all of a sudden, it was take a right. So when I heard take a right turn, I said, wait a second. Does that mean take a right turn in my marriage? Take a right turn with my kids?
Yeah.
Take a right turn at One Hope? Or what do you mean take a right turn? And God said to me, no, stupid, just take a right turn. Just take a right turn in this life. And so I took a right turn that day, John.
Yep.
And when I did, I found myself in a neighborhood I'd never been through before. It was right near my office. And that day, as I was driving through that neighborhood, I found out later it was called Avondale. That day, I saw several things going on around me. I saw a drug deal with gang members going down.
Yep.
I saw a prostitute walk across in front in the middle of the day in front of the car. Yep. I saw single moms that had their children that should have been in school that weren't in school that day.
Yep.
And suddenly, as I saw all this around me, something just overwhelmed me.
Yep.
This place was right across the street from my office. And I just felt this overwhelming thing. Here I am, the president of a large nonprofit, One Hope. We're literally reaching millions of children around the world every year. We've reached over 1.7 billion kids.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, this overwhelming thing came over me and said, Rob, this is right across the street.
Yep.
And you haven't even seen it. Your eyes have not been opened to what's right here. And John, I pulled the car over to the side of the road and I began to weep.
Yeah.
I just said, I've got to do something about this. I've got to make a difference right here in this neighborhood. I'm responsible for what I'm seeing today. And John, that started a journey for me in the neighborhood. And I began to do research, like we talked about in the book. Let's discover what's going on here. And we found out this was a crime-ridden neighborhood. They had a crime index of over 700 in that neighborhood. I found out about so many horrible things that had happened in that neighborhood. Murder had happened there. Drugs were in that neighborhood. This was a place that needed transformation.
Yep.
And so I just began, I went back, I told my team about it. You know, we talked about, no one can transform anything by themselves. We've got to come together with people. And so we began to rally together for that. And then I began to share the vision, and others began to share the vision for that neighborhood. John, that's been a 10-year journey that I've been on now. 10 years we've been in that neighborhood. And we have seen it transform. We've seen the crime index come down. We've seen good schooling come to those kids. We've seen single moms learn English and begin to get jobs in that place. Transformation came to Avondale that day simply because I took a right turn. Now, Billy, what I want people to do, I want people to take a right turn.
Yep.
I want you just to stop in the busyness of your life and all that's going on around you and just open up your eyes and allow yourself to become an agent of transformation. And we're not going to leave you alone.
Людей прибавляется, становится все больше и больше. Люди подходят. Полиция просит нас уйти с дороги, потому что мы уже вышли на проезжую часть. Для нас уже закрыли 1-2 проезжих полосы. Но людей так много, что места все равно всем не хватает. Мы перекрываем движение. Одной из главных улиц. Здесь мы видим дроны.
President Biden, it's America first. So America first. But these are apparently freedom-loving Ruskies. So these Ruskies may get a free pass. These may be like the Not the Albanians. Fuck the Albanians. Like the Armenians. They'll get it. These Ruskies may get a free pass for loving freedom.
В российских новостях скажут, что нам заплатил Госдеп, и мы сюда пришли за бабки. Вот, но вы все знаете правду. Нам никому доказывать не надо. Мы пришли за идею, потому что мы воистину любим свое отечество и свою родину. Многие из нас оказались здесь по политическим мотивам, потому что мы не согласны. И мы пришли сюда выразить свое несогласие. Давайте еще раз поаплодируем друг другу. Вы красавцы, правда?
Куда мы идем?
Ребят, сейчас мы все выдвигаемся по Голливудскому бульвару вниз на Гавр-стрит. Дальше мы поворачиваем и двигаемся в обратном направлении по другой стороне. Давайте соблюдать правила дорожного движения, потому что мы добропорядочные граждане и добрые сыны своей страны. Так что давайте потихонечку, не торопясь, без давки, будем выдвигаться. Ну и покричим еще чуть-чуть.
Андрей, не теряйся, я потеряюсь тут с вами, блин.
Нормально, нормально. Просто определился.
5 звезд из 5. А?
Я заранее извиняюсь перед нашими зрителями за мат, который вы можете услышать. Уберите детей от экрана, вся правда о Путине. Очень много мата. Я думаю, все понимают, да?
Я стартап тоже запускал. Запустил стартап, тоже для клуба.
Мы с тобой. Много. Мы с тобой.
Я смотрю, вы не спите, нас все больше и больше в прямом эфире. Сколько у вас времени? Белорусы, да, здесь не только люди из России, белорусы, украинцы, все страны бывшего СНГ. Как же много людей, ребята. Посмотрите. Уже утро. 1:44, 2 часа ночи. Спасибо, что вы продолжаете смотреть. Привет, Екатеринбург. Так, это нам уже сигналят полицейские, что мы выходим на проезжую часть. Так. Новый Уренгой, Московская область, привет. Ростов с вами, привет, Ростов. Это Америка. Даже толпа скандирует, даже американцы за Навального.
No justice, no peace, no people that want change. No peace, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace, no justice, no peace.
сканирует. Thank you, офицер. За то, что они сегодня нас так бережно оберегают, чтобы мы, даже если мы не видим, уже выходим на проезжую часть. Эти ребята сегодня на велосипедах весь день с нами, чтобы нас случайно не сбила машина. В России, я думаю, не знаю, настанет ли тот день, когда толпа будет сканировать благодарность полиции на митингах, да? Питер сегодня не подвел, пишут. Да, действительно, в Питере сегодня было очень много народу, больше, чем в Москве. Питер, вы молодцы, просто гордость. Германия все видит. Привет, Германия. Спасибо за трансляцию, спасибо вам, что вы смотрите. Что вы не спите. I'm sorry, yes, I will be careful.
В Якутии в минус 50 люди выходят на улицу и разбивают и задерживают. Вы можете хотя бы поорать? Путин Бог! 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 Путин Бог!
Был сегодня в Москве. Людей было достаточно. Пушкинская не могла вместить всех. Да, я слышала, что в Москве вышло очень много народу, но очень многие люди, очень многие улицы перекрыли. И вообще по-всякому власть чинила препятствия для того, чтобы люди смогли выйти на эти протесты. Где летающие трусы, простите, улетели? Так, сейчас меня опять поругают полицейские. Скажите, а вы согласовывали митинг? Интересна данная информация. Так, я думаю, что я попозже подойду с этим вопросом к организаторам и уточню у них, какие были формальности для того, чтобы можно было согласовать данное мероприятие.
Красавцы поаплодировали друг другу. Путина на нары! Путина на нары! Путина на нары! Раз, два, три! Путин, уходи! 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 Путин to jail! Путин to jail!
Мы все промокли, устали. Ну что, поболтаем, пока мы идем? Читаю ваши вопросы. Вопросы к протестующим.
Давай. Путин to the jail! Путин to the jail!
Путину в тюрьму.
Путин to the jail! 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 Путин to the jail!
Жулики и воры! 5 минут на сборы! Жулики и воры!
Я кричу жулики и воры, мне коллега подсказывает, вы кричите 5 минут на сборы. Жулики и воры!
5 минут на сборы!
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 Браво!
Ребята, кто знает, митинг согласовывали сегодня? Где организаторы?
Да, согласовано.
Нет, да? А? Мне просто телезрители спрашивают, согласовали митинг, какие здесь вообще правила были?
Согласовали, но нам нельзя на дорогу выходить.
Мы, как мне одна из девушек сказала, мы доходим до Довер-стрит, потом поворачиваем налево и идем в обратном направлении.
Не-не, зрителям просто интересно, какие правила в Америке, чтобы проводить митинги, потому что в России, то есть они запрещены в принципе.
Посмотрите просто, как по-другому вообще ментальность у людей настроена. Эти люди не бьют нас дубинками, они охраняют нашу безопасность, едут на велосипедах, перекрывают движение. Я считаю, что так должна работать полиция, и я очень благодарен, что столько неравнодушных людей сегодня вышло на улицу Лос-Анджелеса. Так что, ребята, Россия будет свободной.
Ну, вообще про правила. В общем, если на дорогу не уходить и не перекрывать трафик, то можно вообще что хочешь делать, в принципе. Можно собираться, главное, чтобы слишком много народу не было. Если, мне кажется, около 1000, тогда уже сложно по дороге не идти. Вот, это нельзя, а так можно даже не согласовывать.
И полиция находится здесь, чтобы просто сохранять безопасность.
Ну да, чтобы мы не выходили, да. Но так как они им сообщили, они поэтому здесь, они нам типа помогают, чтобы мы могли пройти нормально.
No justice! No